Good afternoon, everyone. I think this is working on Facebook, and here we are on Instagram. I see are live, and that is always a plus. It's always such a glorious moment when I see that the technology is, knock on wood, working. It is Tuesday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. I'm Hank Philippi Ryan, and this is First Chapter Fun here on Instagram and right here on Facebook. And I'm so glad to see you all this morning. Again, you know what we do first is we see whether Facebook will allow me to see the comments. And there is Shanson. Shannon Hansen is here, and Lisa and Susan Hansen Holtz on Facebook. And Facebook has deigned to show me the comments today. That's great. So I'm Hank Philippi Ryan, and I'm here with my fictional partner in crime, my partner in fictional crime, Hannah Mary McKinnon, for the first chapter of a wonderful new book. So I'm so pleased that you all are here with us today, here on Instagram and here on Facebook, for a wonderful first chapter. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Shannon. I see Tracy, waving for Tracy in Chicago, and Jen Jumba saying hi to fellow Clevelander Vivien Chien, because that is indeed whose book we're reading today, Killer Kung Pao by Vivien Chien. Doesn't that make you laugh? Hey, Al Pessin, doesn't that make you laugh? Just to see the title, I mean, that is a pretty funny title. And you saw from our video that we sort of went crazy thinking of funny Chinese food names like lethal lo mein, and what else did we have? Well, Bang Bang Shrimp sort of speaks for itself in a sort of mystery thriller kind of way, kind of Bang Bang Shrimp, very meta. And we also, what about first chapter Fu Young? Would that work at all? I don't know. It's just one of my favorite things to have is Chinese food. So books about a Chinese food set mystery. How can you go wrong with that? And Jen Jumba in Cleveland is saying that this is one of her favorite series, the Noodle Shop Mysteries by Vivien Chien, and that we are reading one of them today. You don't have to read them in order. There are several of them and several more coming, but you can read each little delectable bite in any order. And it's so nice to see all of you this morning. Hi, Lisa again. Hi, Shannon. Hannah is here. That's great. And Grace from Canada. Hi, Darlene and Jacqueline and Glennie and Carol. Oh my golly, Brenda and Susan, thank you. Jacqueline, so nice to see you all. And Diane on Instagram, and Al, yay, thank you for coming. This is our little respite. Hannah Mary McKinnon and I are here every Tuesday and Thursday at 11:30 Eastern. Nope, 12:30 Eastern. You got me on that one. To read another wonderful first chapter of a fabulous book. And as always, we are gloriously happy to see you here this morning. It's so funny. Are you here in Boston where I am? We're waiting for the big snowstorm. Are you in a part of the world where the snow is about to come? It's always such a moment when you think, ooh, do we have enough water? Ooh, do we have enough whatever it is, ice cream? And then sometimes the storm just doesn't happen, and sometimes it does. You sort of never know. It's interesting. I've worked you know, I'm a reporter. I've worked in a lot of newsrooms in my 43 years as a reporter. And, you know, the weather people, the meteorologists are quite lovely, and they always do such a good job. Hi, Emily. Hi, the Mighty Bees. Oh, the Mighty Bees is going back to class, and Lisa Peters is here. Have a good class, Mighty Bees. And Shelby and Lisa, that's great. So the weather people, the meteorologists are lovely. I mean, they're so smart, and they're such scientists, and they know what they're doing completely. But, you know, the weather is just sort of, I mean, we all know what the weather is kind of going to be. You can look outside and say, does it look like snow? Does it feel like snow? Does it smell like snow? You can sort of get a feeling of how that might be. But the meteorologists have all this equipment, right, that they look up and they see the weather patterns and they see the highs and the lows. But you know what they don't have, and don't tell anyone I told you this, but in none of the newsrooms I've ever worked in has the weather department ever had a window. They don't have windows, so they can't look outside before they do the weather to see what the weather is actually doing outside. They're only inside. They have their computers to look at. So I always thought that was, I mean, I love the weather people. The meteorologists are wonderful, but I always thought that was so funny that they don't look outside before they go on the air. So, so give them a break if they're on TV or on the radio and they don't seem to know what's happening right outside your window. It's because they don't have a window. So there's just a little bit of TV craziness and lore for you. And I see Vivien here on Instagram. Hey, darling, we're so glad to be reading Killer Kung Pao for you today, the first chapter of Killer Kung Pao. Ooh, look, and see, now this is Lana Lee, is the main character of Killer Kung Pao, and she always has weird colors of nail polish. So I could say that I made my nail polish match the cover, which I didn't do, but it kind of sounds funny, so we'll just say that. So as always, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're glad that you're here this morning, as always, here on Instagram and here on Facebook. And this is episode 116 of First Chapter Fun, which is kind of crazy and rewarding and reassuring and lovely. Shannon Hansen is saying the cover is great, and yes, it absolutely is. Brenda is saying on Facebook, Brenda is saying our local station has the weather patio and they do an intro teaser from there. So that's nice, isn't it? That makes sense. So the people where Brenda lives, they do know the deal and they do go outside. Hi, Emily. So nice to see you here on Instagram. And Sharon During, whose book She Lies Close is just tearing up the charts, and we love that book. We read it here a couple of months ago. Is that where it was, Sharon? So dark and so funny and so tense and so scary, actually. Suspenseful, I'd say, more than scary, but we love it. Jacqueline is saying, glad we aren't getting that storm out east. Yes, I think this is going to be an East Coast storm, so we shall see. We shall see. So let me tell you just quickly the little bit of admin background that you need to know if you're new. And if you are new, welcome. We're delighted to have you here. This is episode number 116 of First Chapter Fun, and so that means you have 115 videos that you can watch of our previous first chapters on Instagram right here on IGTV, and on Facebook in our videos. You can just look them up by the graphics on the front and just take a little taste of First Chapter Fun chapters, whatever you like, a little delectable box of chocolates or a selection of Chinese food if you want to look at it that way. Jen is saying, I love Lana's spirit and her hair streaks. Yes, we all, and Vivien's hair. If you know Vivien Chien, I think we met Vivien at Malice Domestic, at the Malice Domestic convention. Is that where it was? Or BoucherCon? And Vivien, if you don't know her, she has this way. She's always so hip and chic. She always just looks perfect, just a little edgy, and really, really cool. So this is one of those times that I wish she were here with us live so you could meet her in person, because she just exemplifies kind of what Lana Lee is, her character in her book. Determined and strong and powerful and capable and hilarious and adorable. So we love Vivien, and we're so pleased to be reading your first chapter today. So if Instagram boots us out, or if Facebook boots us out, or something technical goes wrong, or there's snow in the internet, or whatever might happen, and we'll do it again. We'll come back and do the whole first chapter live, so you can find it on video on IGTV or on the videos on Facebook, so you will not miss this fantastic first chapter. And so we welcome you all today. I see the numbers ticking up and up and up, and that is really a testament to Vivien and how many fans she has, and what a wonderful series of books this is. Killer Kung Pao, the one that we're reading from today. And Vivien is saying we did. I guess we met at Malice, right? I think that's right. So I was fangirling too. Thank you. So nice. These conventions, these mystery conventions, are kind of like what First Chapter Fun would be if we were in person. We all get together, we all chat and sit and have wine and coffee and talk about the world and talk about writing and talk about the things we're reading and the things we care about. It's kind of like First Chapter Fun, except in real life, Hannah and I don't talk all the time like we do on First Chapter Fun. But we're thrilled hi Rena, we're thrilled to have this opportunity to get together with you all, even virtually, And you know, I was thinking about this, where it's so amazing to think of the vaccine coming, and how that will, we hope, change all of our lives. And Hannah and I are wondering how many of you will be no longer be home at 12:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Let's say the vaccine, everybody gets vaccinated and the world is normal and safe again. Tell us when you get a chance how many of you might still be here if that happens. It'll be interesting to see how our world changes, because we want to stay here with you for First Chapter Fun. We want to really do this. Oh, and Hannah's saying First Chapter Fun live from BoucherCon in 2022. I think that's got to happen. I think right now, you all, band of sisters and brothers, you heard it here first, on First Chapter Fun from Hannah in Canada. BoucherCon 2022, First Chapter Fun live. Okay, Tracy's saying we'll all be there. Bonner is saying hi, and everybody's saying hi. Brenda says she'll be there. Rena says she'll be there. Oh my goodness. Beth is saying she'll be here because she works from home. Deborah is saying she'll be here because she's retired. SM is saying here, Susan. Jacqueline will still be working from. Okay, Rena is saying she'll still be here. Good. I mean, that's great. I think we certainly plan to have this continue. There's no question about it. But we started thinking about how our group would change for the vaccine. Of course, we'd be safer. We'll all be safer with the vaccine, but whether we'd all be home. So thank you. Let me tell you a little bit about, now that it looks like Vivien is saying BoucherCon 22, it's a date. And Lisa's saying, because I'm in the UK, it's evening here, so I'll still be here. Of course. We have to take all time zones into account, and that's a good thing to remember, Lisa. Thank you. All right, let me, and Lilia is saying, I finally got in. Carol is saying, I will be here. You know how fun it is to see all of your comments? You know, it's just kind of great. Hey, Sarah. She says, I'm at my son's house watching 4 kids. When they go back to school, I'll still have the youngest too. We could figure out a time to do children's First Chapter Fun. No, okay, we won't. Okay, stop me now. Stop me now. BoucherCon 2021 is on in August in New Orleans. Sharon is saying, yes, it is. I wonder what it'll be like in August, though. What does it feel like to you that people will be traveling by then or not? We'll see. I'd love to go to BoucherCon 2021 in New Orleans. I'm the editor of the short story anthology that's going to come out for that, so it'd be fun to be all there together. So we'll see one day at a time, as we always do, one step at a time, and right here on First Chapter Fun, one first chapter at a time, one chapter at a time. Let me tell you a little bit about Vivien Chien, whose book Killer Kung Pao we're reading today. And there is a giveaway. Hannah is handling a giveaway for Vivien, and so she will pick one lucky person from the comments here on Facebook to win a copy of Killer Kung Pao. So just leave a comment in Facebook, and if you're on Instagram, hurry over to Facebook and put your comment there, because it's really hard to choose a winner from Instagram, because they just vanish the minute we post that video. So let me tell you a little bit about, Beth is saying, wouldn't it be great to have an in-person First Chapter Fun? So you guys have so many good ideas. It's great. You know, and Hannah and I are always up for anything in person and anything with you all. So anything that we can come up with where Hannah and I can be together and with you would be just great. So this will be a good time for us to all plan something together at some point. I'm thinking like a cruise somewhere, the First Chapter Fun cruise. And now I need to read this to you. We only have half an hour. Don't forget about the giveaway. And let me tell you a little bit about Vivien Chien. Vivien Chien, author of the Noodle Shop mystery series, was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio, where she grew up with a mixed-race home, making for some very interesting cultural experiences. She found her love of books and the written word at an early age while writing short stories about her classmates in elementary school. We'll have to ask her about those and whether any of those classmates are still her friends or whether she killed them all off. Currently, she writes side by side with her toy fox terrier, who refuses to sit anywhere else. When she's not writing, Vivien enjoys frequenting local Asian restaurants, frolicking in the bookstore, and searching for her next donut, all of which sound quite wonderful. So this is again Killer Kung Pao from Minotaur, which we read with the kind permission of Minotaur Books and Vivien Chien herself. Thank you. We could not do it without those permissions. And it is out now, came out from Minotaur on August 25th, 2020. So let me read you the back cover copy because these are always fun to read. Vivien Chien's Lana Lee returns for Killer Kung Pao, another delectable cozy set in a Chinese restaurant in Cleveland, Ohio. Lana Lee is feeling stressed. Between updating her family's Chinese restaurant, the Ho-Lee Noodle House, orchestrating a week-long sidewalk sale for her restaurant and the other businesses in the Asia Village, and lending a sympathetic ear to just about everyone in her orbit, she's beat. Unfortunately, things are about to get even crazier for poor, overworked Lana. June Yi, co-owner of Yi's Tea and Bakery, has never been known for having a good-natured disposition, and those that deal with her tend never to cross her. But she meets her match when she rear-ends mahjong player Mildred Mao in the parking lot of Asia Village. Mildred is not only as nasty as June, but she also happens to be a little Sue crazy. When June refuses to pay up just the way Meredith demands, she threatens her with a lawsuit that could end up jeopardizing the Yi's bakery business. So when Mildred is found dead at the beauty salon, no one needs 3 guesses to come up with June's name. But June's twin sister Shirley insists on her sister's innocence. Enter Lana Lee. Once again, Lana must gather the clues and rumors surrounding Mildred's demise and figure out who done it. But with so much stacking up on Lana's plate and too many familiar faces becoming suspects, Lana may be about to get the shock of her life. So you can see what a fun book this is, and perfectly cozy. So hilarious suspects, hilarious settings, a small area a small setting where the book takes place, and an intrepid amateur sleuth, Lana Lee. So let me read you chapter 1 of Killer Kung Pao. And here we go. Chapter 1. Lana Lee. You're the only person in this world who would choose to dye their hair gray, my sister Anna May said, scrutinizing the photo of a sassy model with the hair color I wanted for myself. I had been carrying the picture around in my purse for inspiration. Are you sure this is a good idea? First of all, it's not just any gray, I replied, grabbing the photo out of her hand. It's gunmetal gray. And second, of course it's a good idea. It's gonna be my best hair yet. I ran a hand through my pink peekaboo highlights. The color was beginning to fade, and I was tired of keeping up with one of the weakest colors in the rainbow. I don't know why you can't just leave your hair alone. You've been on this bizarre hair dyeing kick for a while now. Don't you want to give it a rest before you damage your follicles any further? Anna May, who was slightly older and much more reserved than me, tucked a lock of smooth, glossy black hair behind her ear, exposing a dainty pearl drop earring. Her typical hair length was always just a little past her shoulders, except on the rare occasions when she broke out a curling iron. Everything about Anna May was classic. Her makeup was forever neutral and appeared almost non-existent. Her nails were either cherry red or French manicured, never anything besides the traditional white tip. And her style of dress often reminded me of things you might find in Jackie O's closet, but it worked for her, and I would begrudgingly agree that my sister was a beautiful woman. I, however, was the total opposite and staunchly refused to look anything like her. As previously mentioned, I like to mix up my hair color and lately have been experimenting with more unnatural hues. My nails are whatever shade I feel fits my mood or the season, and my makeup, well, I own every color of eyeshadow that exists. As they say, variety is the spice of life, and I like a vibrant life. I waved her concern away with the folded up photo before stuffing it back into my purse. I wasn't going to let her sensibilities rain on my parade. After all, it was my favorite time of day, 5 p.m. on a Friday, and I was getting ready to leave work, where I'm the manager of my family's Chinese restaurant, Ho-Lee Noodle House. Was it my lifelong dream to end up working for my parents and leave work smelling like sweet and sour sauce on a daily basis? No, but it was actually working out pretty well despite my original protests. Turns out I like to be in charge of things. Even better, I was good at it. But it was now the end of the work week, and after a long 5 days of managing the daily functions of a noodle shop and dealing with the public, I was thrilled for the weekend to begin. The next morning I would be pampering myself at the salon, Asian Accents, and my stylist was as excited as I was to be dyeing my hair this stunning shade of gray. So even though I wouldn't be on the clock tomorrow, I would still be headed to Asia Village, since both Asian Accents and the Ho-Lee Noodle House are under the same Asian-inspired roof. Located in the quaint suburb of Fairview Park, the Asian Shopping Center is about 25 minutes away from downtown Cleveland. If it's me driving, though, I can make it in about 17. But don't tell my boyfriend. He's a cop. The enclosed plaza has everything you could think of under its skylit roof. In one fell swoop, you can get your hair done, purchase books by your favorite authors, grocery shop, have dinner, update your cosmetic collection, enjoy a donut or three, or even sing karaoke. Our family's noodle shop has been at the plaza since before I was born, and I'd spent more time within those four walls than I'd care to admit. Anna May had in recent months taken an internship at a prominent law firm in Cleveland, so her ability to lend a hand at the restaurant had become extremely limited. But since our evening helper and resident teenage thorn in my side, Vanessa Wen, was currently out with the stomach flu, Anna May had agreed to give up her Friday evening to help out. Seriously, Lana, how long are you going to maintain this lifestyle? You're 28 years old now, and before you know it, you're going to be 30, and you don't take care of yourself at all. Things don't get easier as you age, trust me. You eat horribly, you don't work out, and you're not even trying to look like an adult. I swear that I tried to withhold my eye roll, but sometimes it just happens without me realizing it. This is what my sister is best at, lecturing me. Even though she's a measly 3 years older than me, she acts like she's about 10. And she has all this worldly wisdom to pass down to her incapable younger sister. Lucky me. I don't see what my hair has to do with any of this. It's a gateway, Lana. You're not taking life seriously, and it's showing in your hair. I gaped. That is the most ridiculous statement I have ever heard in my life. You refuse to grow up. She folded her arms over her chest and lifted her chin. I think this new rebellion says it all. New rebellion? I snorted. Me dyeing my hair is not a rebellion, and I think I'm doing pretty well considering. I mean, after all, I am running this restaurant and doing a bang-up job, I might add. I started to dig in my purse for my car keys. She was just getting on top of her soapbox, and I had plans to meet Adam for happy hour at the Zodiac, a local bar where my best friend and roommate bartended. I didn't want to give up any more of my personal time listening to this drivel. Anna May continued spouting at the mouth while I turned her out. I heard something about how I would have never fit into the lifestyle I had previously hoped to have for myself. And maybe she was right. A year ago, I daydreamed of being a glamorous businesswoman with a corner office and enough high-powered suits to overflow a walk-in closet. But that fantasy had died the minute I walked out of my previous job. After all, you can only take your boss flinging papers in your face so many times before you have to say enough is enough. I'm going now, I said, talking over her rant. Adam is waiting for me at the Zodiac. Oh, don't even get me started on how you're always wasting your time at that stupid bar. Anna May uncrossed her arms and put her hands on her hips, mimicking our mother's lecturing stance. I hope you don't have a drinking problem on top of everything else. I let out a deep groan and flung my purse over my shoulder. Thanks for helping out tonight, I said, unwilling to dignify her statement with a response, much less a justification. I'll talk to you later. Call me if there's an emergency. I started to walk out of the restaurant and managed to keep my cool and not engage in a screaming match with my sister. And she said I wasn't mature. Ha! But my swagger was quickly ruined because just as I was about to exit the restaurant, Ian Sung, property manager to the Asia Village, was walking in and blocked my exit. Damn, so close to freedom. Lana, Ian, who was impeccably dressed in a navy blue Italian suit and polished light brown dress shoes, gave me a once-over. Are you on your way out for the day? There's something I wanted to discuss with you. Can we walk and talk? I asked him. I'm running late for an appointment. Anna May snorted behind me. Ian didn't seem to like Anna May very much. I wish I could say the same for myself, but unfortunately Ian held a torch for a relationship between us that was never going to happen. It wasn't that Ian's a bad guy or anything, but there was something about him I couldn't quite put my finger on that rubbed me the wrong way. Despite my mother's extreme interest in making him my boyfriend, I couldn't view him in that light. Ian nodded in agreement and held out his hand, signaling for me to lead the way. Once we were outside the restaurant, Ian cleared his throat, loosening the tie at his neck. So, I was hoping to discuss the end of summer sidewalk sale with you. Of course, it will have to be a longer discussion than what we can have on the way to the plaza exit, so maybe we could get together on Monday morning to have a real conversation. Perhaps we could grab some coffee and breakfast at Shanghai Donuts. I watched him from the corner of my eye as I kept making my way toward the exit. Clever move, asking to meet up at one of my favorite Asia Village establishments. I suppose I could ask Nancy to come in an hour early on Monday morning. I couldn't meet you till 10, though. That will work perfectly, Ian replied. I'll see you then. But why me? I asked. What do you mean? I mean, why me? Aren't the particulars of the sidewalk sale something you should discuss with the entire board of directors for the plaza and not just me? Okay, I was part of the board, but still, I was only one member. Why did he have to single me out? Lana, I think you know the answer to that. I cringed. I could guess, that's for sure. You're the only person on the entire committee that I trust implicitly. I know that you want to get things done as much as I do, and I don't have to worry when I know you're involved with something. Wait, involved? I blanched slightly, suddenly worried that this sidewalk sale might be taking up more of my time than I planned for. What do you mean, involved? Well, we can discuss all of that at our meeting on Monday morning, he said. As we had reached the main entrance, he stepped in front of me. Allow me to get the door. As he opened the door with a big smile, we turned around just in time to see a dark gray Nissan abruptly back out of one of the employee parking spots and slam into a brand new white Cadillac sedan. I jerked back as the two vehicles collided, and the sounds of metal scraping against metal caused my teeth to clench. Ian stepped out onto the sidewalk in front of me, and I followed quickly behind him. Hey, doesn't that Nissan belong to Jun Yi? I asked, pointing to the gray car. He held a hand up to his head and massaged his temple with his thumb. Ugh, of course it does. So, can't you, isn't that just so fun? I mean, it's just so fun, the personalities, and you're drawn right into the Asia Village and all the businesses that are there and all the personality conflicts, and you instantly feel that you know these people and you know that Lana is about to set one toe into a situation which will escalate very quickly. And as you heard in the back cover copy, the murder happens at the beauty salon. You know, what could be more cozy and fun and hilarious than that? And don't you love Lana Lee's voice and that older sister, which you can just imagine this gorgeous older sister telling little sister Lana what to do. It's just great. It's just, you know, the relationships are terrific. So that is Killer Kung Pao. Lilia saying, yes, I can see it. And Vivien Chien sending hearts, thank you. Yeah, Jen is saying, love the eye rolls and the bit of snark. I mean, Lana is trying to be nice and grown up, but what are you going to do? You know, when your sister is like that. I'm the oldest one in my family. I'm sure my sisters would say I was just as bossy. But I wasn't really bossy. I was just making sure they knew the right thing to do. You know, that's the whole thing. Amanda Jayatissa, oh, so nice to see you. And her new book is coming out next year, and we will certainly read that here. And people are laughing. Excellent. Thank you. Rain Reads says, love it. That's great. You know, it's interesting on Instagram. I try to read your names, and sometimes they're completely intelligible, and sometimes they're fun nicknames that we'll have to figure out who you really are. Robin is saying, sister stuff is always ripe for mining. Susan is saying, I love curry chicken and vegetable lo mein. Oh, I know. I have to tell you, when I was reading this book and also working on the video and practicing my chapter, I started getting really hungry. I mean, the fragrance of Chinese food is so delicious. My mom and dad used to take us out for Chinese food as a treat. And so it always has these wonderful memories. And I'm learning to make it now that to cook myself now that we're in COVID times, and I've now made 299 dinners on my own or some crazy number like that. So I'm trying to try new and different things. So yes, and speaking of food, we now have a food theme week. This is going to be Foodie Week here at First Chapter Fun. So if you think you're hungry now, you will not lose your appetite on Thursday when we read the fabulous Lucy Burdett's Key Lime Crime. Can you see that gorgeous citrusy neon colored cover of Key Lime Crime, one of Lucy Burdett's Haley Snow mysteries that take place cleverly in Key West. And we will take you from Cleveland today to Key West on Thursday right here at 12:30 p.m. Don't forget to leave a comment on Facebook to enter to win a copy of Killer Kung Pao. We're so pleased that so many of you are here today. I'm scrolling through Instagram. I know you can tell. Hi, Shelby. And so fun to see all of you. Rena saying, I made Chinese food yesterday. We'll have to have a recipe sharing event as well. Another First Chapter fun event. Yes, indeed, Lilia, it's a great week of food. Grace is saying, you're making me hungry. We should talk to Grace about recipes. She has an indoor garden, which is resplendent, and she's a wonderful cook. So don't tempt us, Grace. You know, we know your skills. So our time is out. I'm 3 minutes over. Oh my goodness. And Margaret is saying, hard to see, lots of glare on the screen. Let me see, are you on? Let me try that one more time. Try it this way. Is that better? Hey, there we go. How about that? Does that work at all? Can you see Margaret now? Key Lime Crime by Lucy Burdett, who is a dear pal and a wonderful, wonderful writer. So we hope you'll all be here on Thursday at 12:30 Eastern for another edition of First Chapter Fun. And until then, stay safe, stay kind, and we will see you next time. Love you.